out. All right, guys. Hi. Hello. Oh, Lola is saying hello, hello, hello. Good morning to all of my friends. Whoops. I dropped a cookie on the floor. I hope that doesn't lead to something bad. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Christine. Let's see. It is Tuesday, the very last day of May, May 31st, and we are heading into Pride Month. And so one of the things that I've been wanting to do is a flag. I have my son is a huge fan of flags. So whenever there's a flag that comes up, as you know, they're being flown. So right now we have the Ukrainian flag out there, which I want to keep up as long as the invasion is happening. But he'll switch it out for different things. So for Black History Month, yes, we did. We did put Black Lives Matter out, and for Pride Month, we put out the rainbow flag. Right, the rainbow flag. It's become ubiquitous everywhere this time of year, and you'll notice that you can go to the department store, the craft store, the all the different stores out there, and find about out or find a lot of projects that are done in this rainbow. But I started thinking, where what is the origin of the rainbow flag, first of all, and does each color have a meaning? So I always took this as, the color, the rainbow represented diversity, that it was any, you can be any color or any stripe, I guess, or any way, and yet still be part of the whole, which is the community. And isn't that what flags do? Flags are representing certain things to a group of people that follow it, and so flags are very important. And I think it's really important for us, instead of just accepting the rainbow as meaning diversity, I think it would be good to, or I wanted to find out, do each of the stripes mean anything? So in this case, I did go to Design Space, and I'm on my Design Space for iPad, but you do not need to use an iPad. You can use a phone, a laptop, a computer, whatever, and you can get on this. This is Cricut Design Space. So when I'm in the home page of Cricut Design Space, I'm going to just type the word pride. Now, I might get some things that are not in our head a symbol of pride, but this is what I mean. Look at all of the beautiful rainbow different things that are here. And this, actually, I was just looking at this. That's why I was a minute late. I was looking at this, trying to figure out how to do this tote bag, specifically do this tote bag, and it's got me a little bit stumped because I know that is infusible ink, and I can't figure out for the life of me how they do the writing part. I just can't figure it out. I think they must keep it separate, and then, I don't know, cut out in HTV, or maybe they cut it out in infusible ink, and then they layer it. That's probably it. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, guys. So anyway, the pride. So I did a little bit of research, and I want to tell you about about this flag. So this flag originated in San Francisco. Especially through the 60s and 70s, and in one special area called Castro, there was a very large gay community, very large, and they were represented by different people. But the first one that kind of got a name for himself from there was Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk was just kind of like just an average Joe guy. And he ended up running for city council in San Francisco, which is pretty big. And then trying to change the lives of gay people everywhere, but especially in San Francisco. Harvey Milk was killed, I think, in 1978. What did I do with my notes? He was killed in the late or this was designed in the late 70s, 1978. But Harvey Milk was killed a few years after that. And after that, this became sort of the symbol for the community. It was sort of like a get used to it kind of thing, which I think is great. It always had that real edge to it. And the kids today don't understand how important coming out and being out for for your self purpose or your understanding of who you are. It's hard to hide something that's just intricately part of you. And so coming out was a really, really big deal. And having any kind of indication that you were gay was a really big deal. So this was like now it's in your face. And then what I found out is the guy that designed this flag, he had designed it with more stripes. There was a pink stripe at the top that stood for sexuality. And the reason why they dropped it off is that they couldn't procure pink fabric. So that got dropped off. And then there was like a turquoise and that got dropped off. And pretty soon it kind of ended up just here. Now there are different variations of the flag, but this is kind of the accepted one for the community. And then they have different ones for different things. And then they also add skin tone, to it by adding like a little greater than sign type of thing. So I thought that was cool too. But we're going to do this one. I have been wanting to do this for a year, and actually have my 3x5 pride rainbow flag that Owen took, and now he kind of made it all messy. And I actually did cut this out last year, and I just didn't ever get around to it. And I used my Explore 3, and also I used iron-on black iron-on glitter, and I just never got it onto my flag. It never made it to the schedule. I don't know why, but we're going to do it today. And I wanted to just show you some thoughts that I had about this project. So we're going to find this project again. We're going to project details right here, and we're typing in the word pride. And then we're going to, go down, find the one we want. There's the one we want. You can favorite it too. So if you can't get there, like I like this one, but I'm not working on my mugs right now. Okay. So I favorited it. And then I'm going to hit this, and it comes up and gives you a couple of different views of it. And it tells you that it's for excuse me, it's for a 3x5 flag, which is what this is. I bought this 3x5 flag last year. So everything's gone up since then, but it was like $8. You can usually find most of these kinds of flags, like including the Ukrainian flag and different things like from different countries and whatever. So that's where I found it. So we're going to use the Easy Press 3, but then we're going to iron that on, and we're going to try it with both. What's interesting is that this project says to use the Easy Press Mini. And I'm going to try to use the Autopress, but I have my Mini here as a backup because I wanted to see how I could handle these very large letters. And also let's, just talk about how big are the letters. When I actually went to customize and saw this, they're actually individual words, and you can just choose one here and go to edit, you see. And down here you can see, oh, these are 4-inch high, 4-inch high letters. And so I'm going to do the same thing for sunlight. These are 4-inch high, and some of them are very, very long. 16. What's Harmony? Harmony is almost 17 inches long. So if you were going to do this with your Explorer Air 2 or your regular maker, something that didn't take smart materials, you would probably need to consider the length, or you might have to change them up a little bit, because those are real, even those seem like they're big, but they're going to look really, really good. Making them smaller would not be a great idea. Okay. Maybe a little bit smaller. So if you want to group them all together, you just like run your finger around so you see the bounding boxes. Okay. And then we're going to go to edit again, and we are going to, I believe it's distribute. No, align. It's align. There it is. It's align center. Okay. And by aligning center here, we can look at an individual thing so it's 4 inches height. Once we do that, we're going to put a box around it, and we are going to group it. Once we group it, let me just get bigger so you can see. Once we group it, then we can change the size. And when we change the size, all of the items size is going to change. That's why you need to do this sort of pancake method, so that you can really in your eye gauge how small are you making this. There are other ways around this, but this is the way I do it. Okay. And so then I go to edit, and down here you see width and height. Well, we don't want to deal with the width, because the width is going to be the width depending on the word, but the height is something we want to change. And I'm interested in maybe going just a little bit smaller. Wait a second, it was 4 before. All right, and maybe 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. Okay. Now we don't need these to be grouped anymore, but we can go ahead and make it. And so we will do that on this Explore 3, and I'll show you how it's going to work. So because this is a 3, remember, I'm using Smart Iron-On. Now I wanted to show you something because I was a little confounded about this. So according to the Cricut Design Space Brain, this is the best way to use up your iron-on. You're going to have a big box here and a big box here. Didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So I started moving things around so that they would work for me. So right here, I think it's 48 inches. Okay. Which I have enough. But I want to, make good use. I mean, yeah, everybody likes scraps, but it's better to use that really well. Better to be a frugal person. So here I am still messing around. I think I got the best one. All right. So we're going to put life, spirit, and nature up here. And then we'll move sunlight, healing. If I can grab it. Now, harmony. Now, how do I know? We don't want these obviously overlap because they're going to be cut from the same piece. Okay. And how do I know that this is going to not overlap? Well, if you drop something on another thing, the image turns yellow. Yellow is a warning, says, no, you can't cut it like this, which I like. I like that. So now I went from, what was it? 40. It was actually 51 inches because you have to unlock for like 2 inches at the top. And now it is down to 29 inches. So I saved myself almost a whole foot right? So I'm going to hit next and then realize that I made a mistake. I need to mirror this. So I don't think that there's a way to mirror on this page. So I'm going to choose this and see if I can mirror on this page. No. So I have to cancel. And then here I go back to this cutting, the setup page, and I'm going to change my, what am I changing here? Mirror. Okay. Close. Now they're all still just taking up in my mind, they're only using 30 inches. However, in my computer's mind or Design Space mind, this cut is still 50 3/4 inches. And I'm wondering something, because I have some, so I have some that are 3 feet long, and I have, so 3 feet is what, 24, 36, right? 3 feet, 12, 24, 36. And so even though I bought these wonderful 3-foot rolls of, where did I put them? I had 3-foot rolls of smart iron-on. Okay. And that these aren't going to work for that. So I had to get something bigger. This is a 9-foot roll of plain black. This would work. But I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that you need to consider all the little weird things, such as, like, if you 3 feet's not going to work for this. So you'd have to either back out and change the size of your letters so that they didn't form this 51 inch. That's a possibility. Or have enough product to do it anyway by having this 9-foot roll at hand. So here's our white, and I'm going to cut this out in white because I've never seen it in white. So I know black would stand out, but I kind of like the idea of white, like a cloud. And so I am going to choose, this is regular everyday iron-on in white, and it is a in a roll, so it's a smart material. So what I'm going to do is open up my machine. Now remember, I'm connected in both ways to I'm connected in both ways to this machine. My iPad's turned on with the Bluetooth on. And I also change in Design Space that I'm using in my Explorer 3. Okay. So once I do that and I'm at the cutting stage, I am going to choose Smart Iron-On. Now, do note that here are all of the materials, but they're shaded out. Only the things that are available that you can cut using this particular method is going to be choosable. Okay. So that's why we have these 3 toggles. We have all, we have favorites, we have compatible. Okay. What do they got for my favorites? Yep. Glitter cardstock, heavy and medium cardstock, smart pick. Yep. I got a lot of oilcloth. Woo. All right. So we're going to choose compatible smart iron-on. And remember, we're going to get that message. Make sure that we've mirrored. Okay. So that means we had to go back and do that mirroring. And then we're going to put this in with the shiny side down. All right. I'm going to go up a little higher. So we're going to put this in. And the first thing that it's doing is it's aligning it. So it only takes it in for like about one mat, like 12 inches. It's just to make sure that this is aligned properly. The second time it does this is for measurement purposes. Now, if I did not have enough, I would actually be warned on my screen. Okay. And I probably should have shown you that because that would have been helpful, but okay. And then we're all set, and we're just going to hit the flashing go button here, and it will cut that for us. So while we're waiting for that to cut, let's talk about the 2 heat presses that we're going to be using today. Today we're going to use the Easy Press Mini and the Autopress. So it's really the vast dichotomy between an Easy Press Mini, which costs or retails for like $80, and the Autopress, which retails for almost $1,000. So if you don't have an Autopress yet, yes, they're awesome. They are totally awesome. I am so glad I have one. But if you don't have one yet, don't get, gee, I have the second, you know, a lot of people love this little mini. They just love it. So there's that. So we're gonna talk about it now. Both of these are electric. You have to plug them in, and then you have to decide how you're going to set it. So here is probably the most easy method. You got these 3 squiggles, and you press this button, and you choose the squiggle that you want, and then it goes orange, and when it hits green, it will beep and tell you it's ready. A little bit less, I think, like less of an press and more like an iron. It even has the iron base here, and I've actually used it as an iron. The one thing that's different, and you can use your iron, but the one thing that's different is there's no steam involved, because steam is not a good thing when you're working with iron on. It causes problems. So that's why all of these are, that's why we preheat, and that's why we keep these things away from water and that sort of thing, because water's no good for iron on, at least not at the beginning. So versus, it's done. Versus the Autopress, let's have a look. So our cut is done. Let's take it out. We're going to need some room here. So move that out of the way. All right, you. And by the way, you're going to have this leftover. Don't cut it ahead of time. Rather, use the whole roll. If the roll is too unwieldy, then get the roll holder. That helps. It does help. For the big rolls. I have some rolls that are 99 feet or something. I don't know. They sent them to me. And they're so huge, at least not now, because I've been using it for over a year, but it's pretty large. Now, this is white iron-on, and it is really hard to tell where it stops. So I'm actually rubbing my fingers over this because I can't really see, but I'm thinking it ends here. So I am going to take my scissors. Where are they? There they are. All right, so I'm going to make sure that I give myself a little inch or so, because maybe that's what that inch or so is for. I don't know. Not sure. It would be eventually. Okay, so this is leftover. I always store my leftovers in the box for Smart Vinyl. If it's on a roll, I do not. If it's on a roll, I usually take the roll off, and I roll it up really, really tightly and put a piece of masking tape on it so that I can store it better. I'm going to show you how I did that some other time. Okay, so here you go, and then we can weed this, but I figure let's wait and weed this. But just so you know, you could weed this. It won't be all that. It'll probably take up less time than me talking about it if I can find my weeding tool. Where's my weeding tool? I got my scissors. Maybe it's on the other side. No. Well, I guess I can't do that because I don't have my weeding tool. So I'm going to save this one, and we will use the one I cut out from last year. Why not? All right. So how do I know what temperature is my Autopress supposed to be on? Or for that matter, that I need to do with my Mini? Okay. Well, there's this thing that I hope everybody is remembering to bookmark, and it's called the Cricut Heat Guide. Okay. The Cricut Heat Guide. So we're just going to go and pick up Safari here. This is the internet, and we're just going to type in the internet Cricut Heat Guide. Now it knows me so well that it comes up just by typing Cricut, and there it is. When I click on there, here is the heat guide. There are now 5 types or 5 different machines that are cut without the use of the app. So these 5 will remain, and this is the original Easy Press. This is Easy Press 2. There's our mini. And mug press, and then the auto press. So let's first do the mini setting. We're going to go heat transfer material. We are going to make, let's go here. It's glitter iron on. Okay. And then the base material is polyester. It's nylon, really. Is there nylon in here? I wonder. All right. Well, you know what? I don't think it's neoprene. I'm going to put polyester, and then I'm going to hit apply. Okay. Now, which one did I have selected? The Easy Press. So let's go to the mini, choose glitter iron-on, base material, choose polyester, and I have the mini on. So when I hit that, it tells me I need to be on medium, which is the 2 little squiggles, and you can see mine's already, I hope you can see. Yeah, mine's already ready, and it sits in this really darling little cradle, and it keeps from burning yourself. It's really cute, and oops, it has a feature that I thought it shut off, but maybe I'm wrong. And also it shuts off after a few minutes. I don't know how many minutes, but it does shut off after minutes. So what about the Autopress? So let's go to the Autopress. We'll choose the same thing, glitter iron-on with polyester. And okay, it says I need to heat it to 330 degrees. And this is Fahrenheit, and we have to do it for 30 seconds. So first of all, my Autopress is not turned on. That was probably a mistake. I should have turned it on. So you can't see it from here, but on the right-hand side, there is an on button, and it shows up as lit. Also on the right-hand side is the lock that holds the top of this down. Now remember, when this is hot, only this part is hot. So that's a huge safety feature for me. Listen, I got from yesterday, I got what do you call it? Hot glue gun all over my finger, and it hurt like a son of a gun yesterday. So so I want to stay as clumsy free in my home as I can. And that's the other thing, in my home. Now, if you were like a t-shirt designer and you sold them on the internet to all your friends, then this is probably go into your business or your workshop or your studio, right? And it is beautiful looking, but the ones that they have there now are pretty ugly. They have this big old clanky thing that I'm sure that I would keep bumping into, and I would hate it. So which is why I never bought one of those clamshell ones. But I did get this Autopress. So let's see. We got to turn it to 330 degrees. 330, and we're going to do it for first, though it says 30 seconds, but look up here. It says preheat for 5 seconds. So that's going to be my first measurement. All right. 330 for 5 seconds. It's already about halfway there, give or take a few. And so there you go. Now, while it is sort of heating up, you can use it. If, for instance, you had to use this, say, this is my my son took my flag that I was going to use for this and hung it up. So now it's all wrinkled. So I have my Autopress. It doesn't really do much, did it? No, it didn't really do much. Well, but we do need to preheat on this side because this is where the grommets are. So I think I'm going to put the grommet just outside, and I'm going to use the whole width here. All right, the grommet's outside. I'm using the whole width, which is on a mat, and now I'm just going to push down. There is a pressure that you have to give, a certain amount of pressure you have to give. I made it seem like it was a lot. That's just because I'm a weakling. Okay, it's really not that much pressure. So if you have mobility issues, which frankly, a lot of us do, a lot of the people that are doing these crafts have mobility issues. And that's why they end up, that's how they got involved in the craft. People wanted, they wanted a hobby because they couldn't get outside and run like they used to. So, I mean, for somebody that is a little bit, or is having, some issues with mobility, the Autopress is really nice. But so is the little Easy Press Mini. And so here's my Easy Press Mini. I had to turn it back on because it indeed turned itself back. Okay, so it turned itself off basically. So here are my cutouts. These again are cut out at 3.5 inches, I believe. Yeah, 3.5 inches. And here they are. I cut them all out. Now, one thing I want to point out here is you see right here, it looks a little weird. It almost looks like, I don't know what it looks like. So let's have a look. That's because this iron-on is sort of curling a little bit for whatever reason. I mean, I did cut it last year, right? And so, you got to deal with that. Also, I did cut it last year. And so, therefore, it is bound to have a ton of dog hair on it. In my house, absolutely. So, what I need to do is make sure I get out my little rolling thing. And I think it's better to do it this way. I was trying to figure that out. But or you guys supposed to do it this way. Yeah, that's good. I just don't want it to lift like that. Anyway, I'm taking off a lot of hair because I have dogs, as you guys know. All right. So I'm going to do that for all of them. The first one, though, we're going to do is the first word, life. I'll move these over. So putting this on the flag, I think I'm going to set this up, and I still have a few minutes, which is great. So I still have a few minutes, and I can go ahead and sort of talk about it. So I want to figure out how I'm going to do this. Now, you could be extremely precise about this and get out your ruler and make sure that they're all at 1/2 inch. You could do that. But this is a 3x5 flag that is going to be hanging on a pole somewhere or, in front of a house. Nobody's going to get that close. So I think if you keep it in the, eye framing, yeah, you can do that. Or you can get yourself a ruler. Okay. So we've got life and we've got the second one. I think we're going to be able to finish in there. Healing. Is it healing? Got to check our list. Life, healing. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to get 2 of these in. You see, there's my mat, which by the way is removable. But if we did this with our mini, we would also have a mat there, right? So there you go. That. And I am going to stand up because I think standing up really helps with alignment. I haven't figured out why I think this, but that's what I think. Anyway, it's kind of like when you're putting measurements into a glass Pyrex, you know, and if you look at it from the top, it looks different than it looks from the side. All right. Am I being crazy? Now I'm taping these down just because I have a lot of tape and I don't want it to move, though it's not going to move. But also remember, I still have some of these little pull away things. And so I need to make sure that I can read this because this is how it's going to come out. Can I read this? Yes. So I have it facing the right way. And now this is our pod for the Autopress. It's already heated up to 330. We already did our preheat, so we're going to just bring it back according to what 0328. You just got my password. Okay, so we have the Autopress glitter iron-on polyester material 330. We did the preheat 30 seconds. All right, so there's my 30 seconds. Now we're ready. And yeah, we're going to just work one section at a time here. All right, let's see how this goes. Now I'm just going to look all around, and I can't see any of my material coming out. So I think that's a really good sign, don't you? However, I'm a little bit worried about some of these letters. I want to make sure, because look at that one. Yikes. All right. Let's see. So we're going to go and do the other. What comes next? Sunlight and nature. So we need sunlight and nature. Don't peel it yet. You can actually go and just sort of move this up here. It doesn't interfere. This is where so when it goes down, it needs to go down. Hold on. There we go. It goes down like this. All right. So we don't have to worry about the orange anymore. There we go. So obviously yellow is sunlight. And we've got that bad U. I'm going to try to press it down a little bit. Ooh, look at this. My T is coming off the end. And I know this is not going to press right. What should I do? Should I press it twice? Try this. Turn it like this so that these two corners are meeting it, and see if that works. And if it doesn't work, if it doesn't do all of the letters, that's why we've got the mini, remember? So I'm going to stand up and make sure I can see this and it looks straight. And you know, I don't know if maybe it should have. No, it's all right. Obviously, I didn't do a mock-up for this before because it's a big project. You know, sometimes how I do like I make it first and then show you, and then I end up with all of these samples. I don't know what to do with these samples. I don't know what to do. Maybe somebody will buy them. I don't know. For right now, if it's a shirt or clothing, whatever, I just throw it in my Goodwill. All right. That worked, but I can already see that T has not worked. And well, since I have it already on here, I'm just going to take my little mini and start going over it. The mini, you move your mini. All right. And don't like stick it on one and press down really hard. Nah, it's kind of mostly about the heat. I mean, the pressure is important too, but it's mostly about the heat and the length of time. So I just want to go down to these edges just in case. Yay. Okay. Next up is, what's up next? Nature, right? So we're going to have to do this again. You know what? Let's do this. We'll do the bottom up at this point. Okay. So, and then we'll just put nature on last because nature's always last anyway. Okay. So spirit is purple, like when churches celebrate this season of Lent, they all around the, or I think they're supposed to do it at Advent too, but they color everything purple and pink. So here we go, and let's do the 30-second. I'm thinking that the harmony is going to be a problem. Yep, I can see the Y. I don't know if you could. No, you probably can't. Right here. See the Y? Yeah, that's true, Gail. Oh, wait, there's the extra large one, which I'll be honest with you, I got an Easy Press 2, the extra large. It was too heavy for me. I mean, the medium was perfect, and except for with infusible ink, I think. So here we go. See how that Y isn't done? Now I could either take it off and fix it with my mini, which is what I think I'll do, or if I wanted to, I could close this again. I mean, I could do it both ways. I could go both ways, but you know what? Nah. All right, we only got one more to do. Stand up. Stand up. All right. And do I want to put my, let me just, for good measure, we're going to put that nature on there. Now we know that T's not right, okay? But we can't fix it right this second. So what we'll do is we'll fix it with our mini when we take off the carrier sheets. So we've got another 20 seconds, just enough time to remind you that you should subscribe to my YouTube channel. I run giveaways every month that are worth hundreds of dollars. We just handed out, let's see, $900 or more of Cricut product and material. Ooh, goodness gracious. Okay. So we just did finish that yesterday. So so we do this every single month. I haven't decided what I'm going to pick this month. What do you guys want? What do you guys want? Besides the Autopress, I can't afford the Autopress to give away. I only get so much, maybe if they did everything quarterly, it would be easier. Because then you could, but they don't. They do it monthly. And it can't save for the next month. They don't allow that. Okay. So that one is done. All right. And we've got sunlight. Now I'm feeling not good about the T in sunlight, but I don't forget. I forget if we did. I think so. So let's just go over that a little bit. I think that was one of the last ones we put on, so it can stand to cool off. I like to peel when it's cool. I mean, I just do. I think it's so much better. A, my fingertips do not get burned. And B, I think it just works better. Now, I didn't get all the hairs off. So if you find that you're running a house for shedding dogs like me, you would need to get your special, where is it? Oh, sorry guys. I get my True Control knife and just slide it right over where that piece of hair gets trapped, right here between there. So I'm just going to I'm not pressing down. I'm just lightly, because it's just a hair, but you're not going to want to pull it out. You just are going to want to clean it off. If it's trapped under hair, oh well. next time you live, you learn kind of thing. All right. So let's do this one. Wow, that looks awesome. And this one, nope, this one's not ready. See that? And then this one. Yep. Okay. So I just want to point something out. So let's say we had this situation, this harmony thing, and I wanted to put it in the Autopress again. I could do that. I could just turn it sideways, make sure it gets this part and do that. Or I could, if I have one of these, I can just kind of give it a little bit of juice there, give it some time there. I kind of like this better. It's more precise because you're holding it in your hand. I almost kind of wish that there was a bigger one of these, like an iron, but not for ironing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes you want to like iron a tablecloth. I don't know. That might just be me. I iron tablecloths. I still iron tablecloths, guys. I don't know if you do or not, but whenever we have dinner, we always have a tablecloth, and I mean dinner like whenever we're all together as a family, and we're not a big family anymore. So when two or more gather from the same name, I guess, then that's probably cause for pretty setting. I use my china and everything because I just think it's important to celebrate life. And here we go. There it is. Life, healing, sunlight, nature, harmony, not quite done, and spirit. Let's just get this off. Yep, it's on there. Harmony. Oops. Do we have an issue over here? Yeah, just to be on the safe side. Now, the fact that you have to come back and check doesn't mean that you're a failure. I think I always felt like that, or that the product failed. That's another thing. People are like, oh, it didn't work for me. Well, there are a lot of variables here. So, like, what you're going to be putting it on, how you're going to be putting it on, what your method is. So, I think people give up a little too easily on machines because they don't really understand how they work. Okay, so we're done. Again, life, healing, sunlight, nature, harmony, and spirit. Isn't that those words? I mean, if I look at a rainbow flag, now I'm going to look and remember that the red means life, and the yellow means sunlight, and the orange means healing. Nature is the green, blue is harmony. Some say like serenity is also serenity, and then spirit. Isn't that lovely? So I'm going to have to give that to Owen to hang in my backyard, or it's actually side yard, where he hangs all of his fancy flags, and I'm pretty excited. Now, don't forget to turn off your Autopress when you're done, and I just want to give you one little point here, is that even if it's hot, you can close it, and once it's turned off and everything, it's not going to stay heated. See this? All nice and easy to touch. I'm not getting burnt. I'm not getting stuck on metal pieces. This is a very pretty machine. So that's going to do it for me for today, everyone. How have you done? How is it? How's everything? So you guys, it does add to the flag. I'm just gonna check the chat for right now. Thank you, Deborah. Awesome, Annette. Now this project is actually from Cricut Design Space, remember, and it was available to you when you went to Cricut, your app. Let's go back so you can see. And all I did from this page is type the word pride, and this is all that comes up. So there are all different kinds, and it takes a while for it all to populate. But one of the ones at the very beginning, I got distracted by this one, this diversity, and I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm going to need my best cricketers on this. How would you guys do this? I know this is infusible ink. What would I do here? Would I then cut this out in maybe I would trace it and then flip it? I don't know. You guys let me know, right? Thank you, everybody. I'm hoping that you will have the June up by tomorrow. So the June giveaway. So right now is a great time to tell me in the comments, what do you want to win? You tell me what you want to win. We'll just say, let's say the sky is the limit. Tell me what you really, really would like to win. Do you want to win materials, specifically iron-on or specifically paper? Do you want to win machines? Do you want to win the smart machines, easy presses, or the lamps? There's a lot there, and I have a lot to choose from thanks to Cricut. And the only ones that I are limited to is anything that's out of stock. Okay. And every month we do this. $500 were, well, it's the 500 cash value, not the suggested retail value. So if you didn't win yesterday, then you might be able to winner in June. All right. Hi, thanks everybody. Have a great day.